Welcome to Together at GRCC. My name is Ryan Naseda, and today we are talking to a guest who went to Western Michigan University for education. Go Broncos. He's been an assistant principal. He's been an executive director of career and technical education, and now he is the dean of the Lakeshore Campus. This person is Cameron Buck. Hi, Cameron. How are you doing?
Good. How are you, Ryan?
Good. So just to start off, Dean of the Lakeshore Campus, what do you enjoy about doing that job?
Yeah. Lakeshore Campus is a fun place. It's kind of, everything that we have at GRCC kind of smashed into one little campus, So we have a lot of different program services represented. Where we're located is a vibrant community. We have a strong employer partnership. So I just really like the varied work of being the dean at the Lakeshore Campus. A lot of time, I spend working with my colleagues in Grand Rapids, but also I get to spend a lot of time in the community, whether that's connecting with some of our K-12 partners, meeting with employers, talking about their needs, going to chamber events, things like that. So really just helping the Lakeshore campus be an established part of that community. So it's a lot of fun, to take something that's new but not new. GRCC's been on the Lakeshore since 1989 in different locations. So a lot of it is educating too, educating folks about, we've been here for a long time, but now that we have one central location in one building that, has giant letters that you can see from the highway, people think, oh, they just got here. And it's no, we didn't just get here, but, happy to tell you the story and the things that are going on here.
Yeah, I remember it was probably not long after I've been here for about 10 years, but it was not long after I started, they said, oh, do you want to go take a tour of the Lakeshore Campus? And it literally was a driving tour, like driving from one building to the next.
Yeah.
And
there was
how they coordinated all that is
there
incredible.
Was at one time up to 5 different locations. So you can imagine the logistics between, for staff and faculty, but also for students of like, wait, where my English class is here, but humanities is where? Where's this at? North of town. So it's great that we're in one location now. Everything under one roof. Yeah,
and probably, if a student's going from one class to the other, not having to book across town.
Right. That's right. Yeah,
definitely beneficial.
Yeah.
What makes the Lakeshore Campus unique compared to the main campus, and how does it serve the needs of the specific community?
Yeah, great question. The Lakeshore Campus is, this semester we have just over 900 students. So, compared to GRCC overall, that's, close to 12,500 students. Obviously, we're a fraction of the size, and we're all in one location. So unique in that way that, we're very small, and unique that everything is in the same hallway. You might take a biology course and walk across the hallway for your English course or for math, where here, those might be in different buildings. The thing we also hear from staff is that we're also all in the same office. Our hallway has, a success coach, an admissions representative, a financial aid representative, an advisor, and that's just 4 doors that are next to each other.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so it really promotes collaboration and sense of community because we're all so close, and it's a fairly small staff. So, we kind of triage everything together. So I think in those areas, it's unique. Also, it's a different community. Grand Rapids here, we have roughly 100,000 students in K-12 education in Kent County. In Ottawa County, it's less than half of that. It's 46,000 students. So it's very different. The demographics of those students are very different. Mm-hmm. So we see different student populations at the Lakeshore Campus. Also, you
have free parking too.
Free parking, yeah.
Students
the students bring that up quite a bit.
Do that? That's funny.
And it's very close. It's
I do if I talk to a student and I find out that they're out there, I always say like, well, if you take the class out there, you will get free parking.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. It's great when you can see your car from your office. Remote start in the winter.
Yeah, exactly.
Talking about how does the Lakeshore Campus serve the needs of the specific community? That's one of the things that we're spending a lot of time on right now in our strategic planning. Like I said, the campus opened in the fall of 21. We've been open for a few years. We're established. Enrollment is increasing. And now, through our strategic planning, we're taking a look and being very intentional about do the programs and courses that are offered there, are they just an extension of Grand Rapids?
Yeah.
Are they specific to the needs of the community? We've just commissioned a labor market study for Ottawa and Allegan counties to help guide some of those conversations. So
do you get a sense of any programs that would flourish out there that would not be on the main campus? Or is it kind of just finding maybe a program that is even here, but you don't have currently?
Yeah, right now it seems more of not anything that's going to be extremely unique to the Lakeshore that maybe doesn't exist here. It's more of, manufacturing is the number one employer base in Ottawa County, with jobs of machinist, engineers being some of the hardest to fill. So, looking at that data and then working with colleagues in Grand Rapids of advocating for more programs. So I haven't spent a lot of time with the labor market study that we just had quite yet, but we're going to dig into that, analyze. I don't expect anything to jump off the charts to say, oh my gosh, I didn't, this is completely different. We do have quite a few of the EV battery things, employers and production over there. So some of those things are a little unique, but it's more about just taking a look at what we currently offer and do we need to tweak those to meet demand.
That's great.
Yeah.
How do you build a sense of community? And I think community colleges across the board struggle with this, but like how to get students to feel the sense of community when they may be just coming in to take a class and then going home, but being able to wrap your arms around students, is that difficult? Or do you feel like you have like a groove happening with the staff that you have?
Yeah, good question. We feel like our sense of community at the Lakeshore is definitely one of our strengths. We have a strong sense of community within our staff, but it is difficult for students, even compared to here in Grand Rapids, of a larger campus that maybe has dining options and different areas for students to hang out between classes. We're 52,000 square feet.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of space. We've tried to make the space that we do have as inviting as possible. We have a lot of things around the area, a lot of food and stuff like that. But it is definitely difficult to try to create that sense of community when students aren't there for a long time. Staff does a great job, though, with it being a small campus, hosting events and trying to create that sense of belonging. We have great partnerships with our folks here, whether it's the Campus Activities Board, the College Success Center, hosting those types of events. Almost anything that's offered here in Grand Rapids is also offered at the Lakeshore. So we capitalize on those. We tweak things like homecoming events we recently had. So just trying to
How was the turnout for that?
Great. Yeah. We see good engagement. I've seen great engagement with the College Success Center activities this year. So just trying to be intentional about some of those things to keep students on campus, to help them feel comfortable and welcome.
Okay, great. What challenges do you have that facing the student body, and do you feel like it differs from the main campus, or do you feel like I know you do attend a lot of meetings here and have.
Yeah. I think we see a lot of the similarities between students here and at the Lakeshore. We provide a lot of the same assistance and resources, whether that's the snack pantry and the food pantry. We've just been working on recently transportation vouchers for students that are using public transportation. So we see a lot of the same same needs through students. Very excited and pleased to say, we have disability support services and counseling. We have, our financial aid representation. We have our testing services. We have our tutoring services.
Yeah, I feel like
support.
just replicating, not just replicating, but having, even though it's a smaller version, like the same services out there is so important.
Yes.
So
yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Can you talk about, I know you did talk about some of the partnerships with high schools and different businesses in the area, but can you talk a little bit about those and like how important they are to?
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of increase in some of those areas with local employers. Our friends in the School of Workforce Training have done a great job of connecting with employers in Ottawa County. We have a couple that are, starting mini certificate programs for their employees. So when we look at like our top 10 enrolled classes, a new one popped up this year for us, EL 132, Electronics Mathematics. And that's because we have employers that are sending their employees to be upskilled through these mini certificate programs. So that's something that we see increasing. We've got more employers asking about that and are interested in it. We have a strong presence with our apprenticeship students. There's a lot of interest and engagement from employers in the region. We have, in Ottawa County, we have one of the best local chambers, the West Coast Chamber, was just rated like in the top 3 in the country. Oh, wow. So we have great engagement with employers. We have our Lakeshore Advantage, who was kind of our economic GPS, I think is how they describe it. Employers expand and stay and attract. And then on the K-12 side, obviously, we have great partnerships with our K-12 districts as well. I'm a former employee of the Ottawa area ISD, so that's a great connection for me, to still connect with them. So, being able to be part of high school principal groups and high school counselor groups, I'm just starting to engage in those and be a regular presence there. That's definitely a growth area that we need at the Lakeshore too. Here in Grand Rapids, I think on the side of this building, it says, Kent County's #1 post-secondary choice for students. And that's not the case in Ottawa County yet. So that's definitely an area that's in our strategic plan of increasing partnerships with K-12 institutions.
Yeah. Yeah, I know those, just working on the main campus and working in enrollment, like having just our strong partnerships with the high schools and the counselors and the principals. It's such an important thing to do, but also like listening to them and actually you're listening to the community and getting a better feel of like, okay, this is what the community needs. Like your example with that course. Yeah. Just like so great that the listening part is the hard, the hard part. I mean,
being the community's college, right?
Exactly. Everything to everyone and, making sure that you're providing those things to them. Yeah. Looking ahead, are there any long-term projects or anything that's new that you're really excited about?
Yeah, I mentioned briefly the kind of the labor market studies. We just got access to that, this week. That's really going to be one of those key things that we spend a lot of time looking at and analyzing. I think we have our list of programs for the college, and there's about 12 of them right now that are identified as being able to be completed at the Lakeshore Campus with a combination of in-person and online courses. So we're looking closely at those, the labor market data. So, a lot of our work is around our identity. Why do we exist? Mm-hmm. How do we behave? What are we focused on? So that's some of our work. Our team has been working on a SWOT analysis of the Lakeshore Campus this year. So we're really getting into the point now where we've identified our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. And now we're to the part of brainstorming, like, okay, if we say this is our strength, how do we keep it as our strength? If we said this is a threat, how do we mitigate those things? So that's some
That's planning. A great strategy.
Yeah. It's been really beneficial for us. In addition to compare that feedback from our strategic leadership team around feedback on the Lakeshore Campus after, we send some, do a data presentation to them and then ask for feedback. So we've got plenty of feedback data to look at. So really that strategic planning about what's our identity, why do we exist, and what programs do we offer to meet a community's needs.
Yeah. Do you feel like Reconnect and Guarantee have helped you in terms of enrollment?
Yeah, absolutely. So we were fortunate to have a Reconnect Gap grant that was made available for Ottawa County, because we can get in, we'd have to do another podcast to talk about the tuition rates difference between in-district and out-of-district. But essentially it was to cover the difference between in-district and out-of-district tuition for Reconnect students. It was close to $500,000, and we used it in 5 semesters. So almost 260 students were able to take advantage of that Reconnect Gap grant funding. So definitely a huge need. Like I said,
so the gap grant, so they get the guarantee that doesn't pay for everything, and then so this grant pays for the remaining tuition. Is that the way
for the
it works?
Reconnect? So if they're Reconnect eligible, the Reconnect covers up to the cost of in district. So this grant covered the difference. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The community college guarantee, I think it's still so early to see. It didn't come out until late July. So we're excited about that though, because that's essentially bringing costs for students outside of Kent County. It's bringing it down to the cost of in-district tuition. So essentially cutting their bill in half. So that's exciting. Great feedback from high school counselors about that. So
I can imagine.
A
lot of excitement around that.
We're looking forward to it. Yeah, we had a great fall enrollment. The Lakeshore Campus saw almost a 25% increase in enrollment this fall from last year. Wow. So that's
a huge jump. You're going to do that every year, right? You're like, wait a second.
I didn't sign that.
That's an amazing jump, though. Congratulations on that. And I think the new facility probably has a lot to do with that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, but these programs, like you said, Reconnect, Community College Guarantee are huge help for us and students. Yeah.
Well, that's all. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate you coming to the podcast, and I appreciate your time. You're doing amazing things out there at the Lakeshore, and we look forward to the future and see what's happening. Is there anything that you would like to express before we sign off?
I would just say thank you to the Lakeshore team out there. This is, I get to stand up and do the presentations and talk about 25% enrollment, and hear the applause, but we've got an awesome team behind the scenes that's the reason why we've seen that increase. So
it's the hard work.
They're doing the hard work. Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, Ryan.
Together, we got this.